We may have 5 or 6, but, well, when they smile and they're on the phone, I think it's a tip, huh, Coach?
I think this Ryan Kerrigan is interesting. The Washington Redskins run a 3-4 defense under Jim Haslett. They have Brian Orakpo on one side, who's an outstanding player. This guy Kerrigan led the Big Ten in sacks the last 2 years. 33.5 sacks at Purdue over the last 2 seasons. This is 100% effort. Non-stop action. And I got a feeling the Redskins are going to add this guy to their 34 defense. They'll have Orakpo on one side, Kerrigan on the other. And Mel, there will be no confusion as to whether he fits their defense. They went through that with Albert Haynesworth last year, almost to the point of ridiculousness. Get this guy Kerrigan. He'll lead your team in effort. He'll produce because he has talent. I like this pick.
John, if you're the Redskins, the combine workout probably set it apart from everything. Yeah, that's what did it. That's what made Ryan Kerrigan a fit for this scheme, because you didn't know if he could play on his feet. Was he athletic enough to be a 3-4 outside linebacker? Goes to the combine workout, runs a 4.67, 31 reps. You knew he was strong, 33.5 vertical. Talk about all the testing you do to show that kind of athleticism. In Indianapolis at the combine, that was the venue where Ryan Kerrigan made himself some opportunities in terms of being not just a guy for a 4-3 team, open him up for the 3-4 teams. Redskins grabbed. The surprise to me was that Cameron Jordan, 3-4 defensive end, wasn't more of a consideration.
With the 16th pick in the 2011 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Ryan Kerrigan, linebacker, Purdue.
So again, if you're tuning in just a little late, that was Jacksonville's spot. Washington made a trade with Jacksonville, who went up to get Blaine Gabbert at 10. Washington will end up picking a couple of times in the second round, because now they get a second from Jacksonville as well, and they get another guy with a 100-mile-an-hour motor.
Well, he's the captain at Purdue, 3-year starter. I mean, he causes a lot of fumbles, too. He wreaks havoc. He'll chase plays down. I've heard people say he gets a lot of his production against lesser competition. I don't really care. When you watch Ryan Kerrigan play against Ohio State, Illinois, Toledo in the Senior Bowl, he produces. He's durable, and he finishes. And that's the kind of player that the Redskins need. What do you think, Mel?
6'4", about 266, John. You talk about a guy that comes hard every play. I compared him during his career at Purdue with the Boilermakers to Chris Long. Chris Long came out of Virginia, was an early first-round pick for the St. Louis Rams, and has really come on, the son of Howie Long, done a real good job with the St. Louis Rams. Kerrigan, to me, was that kind of player. Then he goes, as I say, and tests as an outside linebacker. Then the comparison, say, okay, now he can become like Jarrett Johnson, who was a down defensive lineman and a defensive tackle at Alabama, playing on his feet with the Baltimore Ravens. Kid never quits, gives everything he has, and he was a marked man at Purdue. Every team knew, blocking scheme-wise, who they had to handle with the Purdue Boilermakers. It was Ryan Kerrigan. His productivity throughout his career was outstanding.
What are the Washington Redskins, with Mike Shanahan in year 2, going to do at quarterback? They went from 5-5, they finished 1-5. The Donovan McNabb fiasco. Rex Grossman to run the 2-minute offense. The team went down the turnpike, if you will. What are they going to do at quarterback? How does this resolve itself? Because, I mean, it's pretty clear that the McNabb experiment in Mike Shanahan's, for whatever it's worth, that didn't work. Whoever's at fault.
Look, they need players. I think Mike Shanahan knows that. They need a quarterback of the future. They need a quarterback that can play this year, but they need to get players at every position. A lot of people thought they could have addressed the offensive line, add another great receiver. They need a lot of help at a lot of places. That's why there's coaching changes in this business, but they got a very good pass rush now with the Orakpo on one side, Kerrigan on the other, and Jim Haslett will find something to do with the rest of this draft, because
he's going to have to. They had the second worst defense in football last year. Now, the busiest team on Thursday